I heard you paint houses is a phrase commonly associated with Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. It's the name of Charles Brandt's book that the movie is based on, and the act of painting houses pops up several times throughout the novel. But what does it mean? In short, these were the first words Teamsters Union president Jimmy Hoffa ever said to Frank Sheeran, an Irish hitman who worked for the Italian mafia. Sheeran was doing odd jobs here and there for his mob bosses Russell Bufalino and Angelo Bruno, which could range from being a security guard, delivering packages in his truck, being sent on an intimidation job, or even killing someone. Sheeran was getting tired of earning $50 here, $5,000 there, and wanted a steady income. He had his eye on union work and spoke about this to Russell Bufalino, boss of the northeastern Pennsylvania crime family. Then one day, Frank was told by his employers to be at a bar where he'd be needed to receive a phone call. At the bar was Bufalino, who was passed the phone by one of his associates after it rang. He sat down in front of Sheeran and said into the phone, "I got that friend I told you about. He's sitting here with me. He's a good union man. I want him to meet his president. See what you think of him." Bufalino then looked at Sheeran and said, "Say hello to Jimmy Hoffa," before handing him the phone. It's worth noting that Hoffa was equivalent to an A-list celebrity at this time. He was extremely powerful and his images were constantly all over the papers. "Hello," said Frank. "Glad to meet you." The famously in-your-face, no-nonsense Jimmy Hoffa replied, without greeting Frank, "I heard you paint houses." Criminal figures rarely discuss topics of murder and other wrongdoings over the phone, not least because they could easily incriminate themselves if the FBI were listening on a wiretap. This is why they often spoke in code in regards to important matters. What Jimmy Hoffa meant by painting houses was, "I heard you kill people for money." The painting refers to painting the wall with blood, figuratively. Frank, who had a stammer anyway but was extra nervous given who he was talking to, stuttered his reply. "Yeah, and I also do my own carpentry work too." What was meant by this was Sheeran disposed of bodies and evidence himself without the need for partners or backup. "That's what I wanted to hear," declared Hoffa, who went on to mention to Frank that Bufalino spoke very highly of him, which was rare praise. He then gave the hitman a short speech on the mission that his Teamsters labor union was on, about how solidarity was the key, about how their mission was a fight on behalf of the working man's struggle in the US. He asked Sheeran if he could start the next day, to which Sheeran agreed, and that was that. Frank Sheeran was now working for the Teamsters Union. In and amongst legitimate roles in the union, Hoffa used Sheeran for muscle work, which included the killing of disloyal union members and rivals from other firms. The two would grow close and consider each other friends over the next few years until Hoffa's disappearance in 1975. The events in this video are set to be covered in Scorsese's mob drama The Irishman, due for release late next year. Thanks for watching.